Hello guys, welcome to Ask Raghulan. Today we're going to see something interesting. Again, we're going back into the science fiction side of things. Today we're going to see a little bit about Area 51. Bit of a history about Area 51, how it all started and why there is so many conspiracy theories surrounding Area 51 and so what is happening at the moment. So that's what we're going to see. Alright, so the very first thing is Area 51. So what is this name Area 51 and where it is? It is in America, northern part of America, and then the location of it is like 120 miles from Las Vegas. Las Vegas is a fancy city that is being built, and so Area 51, if you look at it, it is in a place called Nevada, and it's like a desert. It's a wide barren land. It's a desert, and if you heard of Salt Lakes, and it's where people test a lot of these cars and things like that, high-speed cars and bikes. So it's located in that place. And Area 51, as such, it is named. Actual name of it is actually Nevada Test and Training Facility, Training Range. That's what it's actually called. That's actually its official name. And then the area where it's bound to with the border is around 38,400 acres of land is what this Area 51 is considered of. So what is it? Is actually it's a US base. So only recently US government has acknowledged that it is a secret facility, military facility. Until then, even US government says has never said any official news about Area 51. All right. So now, if you look at the whole thing, so the Area 51, and no one knows what this Area 51 actually means. So one knows why this name came into place and what is it relevant to, and no one knows it. So there is no official record of it as well. And the next thing is, the very first thing when it started is 1958, when the US Atomic Commission, now it's actually named as US Department of Energy, so they wanted a secret facility to do some research. And that's when the Area 51 came into place. And so this is at the height of the Cold War, and where Americans and Russians were actually enriching their nuclear facilities and nuclear weapons and things like that. So they needed a facility to do some research. That's where Area 51 was chosen to be one of the areas, and since it's a desert, it's much easier to monitor and see, and also it was very less occupied during that time. Even now it's a pretty much a desert, so hardly much of a population surrounding that area. And so what happened is, during 1958, American government procured lots of land. That's how much it is, totally 38,000 acres, and some of them are actually from the local farmers, I guess, and then they pretty much got this facility set up. And then during 1955, US spy plane, which is U-2 spy plane, was one of the very famous plane. They started doing development, testing, and training for those planes on this facility. And during that time, CIA got access to the facility, and they started doing a bit more radar testing and U-2 planes, and even the bomber planes, stealth bombers. A lot of these planes came out of the Area 51 training facility as well. And then in 1959, there was some radar testing and development factory that was also set in that place, and people started testing some of these radar facilities as well. And during 1978, the management was shifted between CIA to the US Air Force. So US Air Force took the facility into their control, and they started doing a lot more regular training exercises for the US aircraft pilots. And then during 1989, 13th May, there was a real media frenzy around this Area 51. That's because of Bob Lazar. So Bob Lazar actually is an employee of Area 51, and he was like a contractor. Sabi, and he actually came out of Area 51 and went to media, and he stated that Area 51 is a facility which has a lot of alien technology, and scientists and a lot of physicists actually using alien technology to reverse engineer and to use that within the American Defense Force. And so that actually was pretty popular, and then later people started discarding him, saying that his credentials cannot be verified and things like that. But if you look at it, some of the personals who's work in Area 51, their records are not actually public like any other US military personnel. And most of the employees that work in Area 51, they actually flown through plane from different parts of the US. So they don't actually go like every other facility, drive through and things like that. So that is also one of the things that creates a lot of these conspiracy theories as well around this place. And then in 1994, Roswell declassification. So during Roswell incident that happened in 1950s, US government said that it is actually a weather balloon, and so nothing much to it. There is no any alien aircraft and things like that. But in 1994, when Roswell incident was declassified, they said it is actually a wreckage from a weather balloon and some of the sensors and things like that. But if it is just a weather balloon, why would it actually be so secret? And that is when actually they gave another information that it could be it is actually relevant to Project Mogul. Project Mogul is actually I think a high altitude surveillance system, so which might actually mimic the concept of weather balloon. So that's what it is relevant to. But still, the way they try to cover this up during the 1950s, the Roswell incident, is what actually creates it so much hype around that incident. Anyway, so next one is during 2000, Russian satellite took the images of Area 51 and released it to the public. That was the very first image people got to see what's inside the Area 51. And if you look at it, it's a whole bunch of aircraft hangars. And but the people who work there, so they have revealed in some of the interviews and stuff like that. They say like, what you see on top is nothing to what's underground. So people say that there are multiple stories and facilities underground, and this actually got the inspiration for the Independence Day movie, where when they show the Area 51 on top, they don't really have much of a structure in there other than few hangars, but underneath there is floors and floors and floors of research facilities, and they also show a few of the alien bodies hidden inside the Area 51. So the conspiracy theories they actually used in the movies as well. And in 2013, US government acknowledges that Area 51 is indeed a secret facility, and it is used for a lot of these research purposes, and some of the research spy planes developed were actually coming from this particular facility. So they actually first of all they set it all over media. And then in 2016, Hillary Clinton, during her election campaign, so she mentioned that if she was elected as a president, she would be happy to reveal any of the unexplained scenarios, unexplained information that the people are looking for. If it is of any threat to the national security, she said she would reveal it. And so that's pretty interesting. And then a couple of other instances is like Obama actually mentioned about Area 51. He was the first sitting president to mention about Area 51 in a press conference. Before that, none of the presidents actually mentioned the word Area 51, because if you look at it, until 2013, US government has not said it is a property of US government. So they actually mentioned it's just a restricted area. So they have not even gone on record saying that it's actually a secret facility. So Obama is the very first sitting president mentioned the word Area 51. And right after that, if you look at Clinton, during one of those interviews, he said like there could be chances of extraterrestrials, but he said like he's not allowed to say any information about it. And then the same with the Barack Obama as well. He said like he's not allowed to say any confidential information, and he's been bound to. So in a recent interview, Trump has also said that he's not too passionate about those aliens and UFOs. But he said like anything could be possible. So it looks like if nothing is there, people could just say no, nothing is there. But if there is something, then only then they wouldn't be able to say anything. So simple fact. But again, as far as the current scenario is concerned, the latest update is US Navy has actually indeed released footage last month stating that they have captured a real deal UFO footage where during a regular reconnaissance survey they were able to capture a footage of an alien drone or maybe an alien spacecraft. So they are not sure what it is, but they know that it is actually not of an terrestrial origin. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. If you like the videos, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch up in another video. Thank you.